So good afternoon everyone. In this lecture we will look at some more details of MQTT, and there are two more videos which I uploaded earlier on the same topic MQTT. I find that many students are yet to watch those videos. So when you get time, watch those videos, only then you can relate this video to the entire story. Okay, so today we'll look at the way MQTT works in terms of messages sent, what are the protocol headers and so on. So first thing is, when we connect a Node MCU to the internet, the connection is going through a router. So the router performs network address translation. So the private IP address of your Node MCU gets mapped to the public IP of the broker. Broker is in public internet. So is it possible for the Node MCU to interact to the broker across NAT? That is the question. The answer is yes, because the translation mapping is to the public IP of the broker. So the broker can communicate across the NAT to the Node MCU board. Okay, so MQTT client is doing by sending a connect message. It is informing the broker that the ID is this. You can always reach me through this mapping. So the connect message is an important one which is issued at the beginning. So connect message is sent to the broker to set up a TCP connection. So this has to be opened up within a given time. Otherwise, one more attempt will be made to make a connection. So you cannot expect an MQTT client to keep on sending connect messages. It should happen within the given time as specified by the MQTT guidelines. So this is what it contains in a MQTT connect packet. It contains client ID, session, username, password. This will information is specific to the protocol that we will see soon. Keep alive, the time for keep alive, etc. So this is how it looks like. Okay, so the topic URL and the will QoS. That means the QoS level of the communication that we are willing to do. Okay, we know that MQTT supports different quality of services, like at least once, exactly once, at most once, and so on. So each of those QoS level has got a number associated with that, and this is that number. So in the next slide you will see those numbers, QoS number. So QoS number is 0, is at most once it can reach. It is actually a UDP kind of behavior. Less effort is put in sending the packet. That is, you just fire the packet and forget, hoping that it will reach the receiver. At least one is some more care is taken. It is guaranteed that message will be delivered at least once. That means you may get duplicates, but it is guaranteed that your message will reach the destination for sure. So the application program at the other end has to have sufficient logic to discard the duplicates. The highest QoS level is 2, which is a guaranteed delivery, that too only once. Okay, so this is the safest and also the slowest quality of service, because you will have to keep track of the delivery. You need additional variables, states to be maintained. So it's going to be slow but safe. So what is a client ID part? It's a identifier attached to each MQTT client connecting to a broker. So this is the identifier through which the broker identifies the client. So it should be unique. So you don't need a state to be held by the broker. In the latest standard, you can send an empty client ID. So the broker will not maintain any state information for that particular client. So sessions can be rejected if the policies at the broker is not adhered to by the client. Some more information regarding the clean session. So clean session, as the name implies, after the communication is over, everything is cleaned up. That means the states are not retained in the broker. So everything gets cleaned up. So if you want a persistent session, that is, if you want the broker to remember the communication states, you have to initiate a persistent session. So there won't be any cleanup. So clean session variable is set to false. That means that the broker will store all the subscription for the client and also any missed messages, because the client may be in sleep state. So if it is missing any messages, the broker keeps everything required subscribed by the client, and when the client wakes up, he delivers all the messages in a persistent session where the clean session flag is false. And this is happening with the QoS of 1 or 2, because 1 and 2 is assuring you that the packet is delivered either at least once or exactly once. So if clean session is set to true, that means you wish to clean up everything after communication, then the broker will forget the client ID and all such thing. It will purge all the information from the previous persistent session. Okay, that's about clean session flag in the connect message. So next field in the connect message is username and password. There is nothing to explain there. So you have different types of clients and brokers. Based on that you can have a SSL certificate, and which doesn't require any username and password. So all these are for authentication. You are ensuring that you are a legitimate client to the broker so that he can send the thing. So TLS is transport layer security. The thing with it's actually an encryption built on top of the transport layer protocol. So will message is it's expressing the feature of MQTT. So it allows to notify other clients when one client is connecting ungracefully, and connecting client will provide his will to a message and topic in the connect message. And so if you are expressing this will in the connect message, based on that the broker will do some actions. One typical action is given here, because if you disconnect ungracefully, that is in the event of a network failure, you get disconnected in ungraceful manner. So in that case, the broker takes the initiative to notify others that a particular client has failed in maintaining the connection. So such things are possible with the help of will message. So keep alive, as the name implies, this is telling the broker that the client will be alive until the expiry of the keep alive time given there, so that it will be pinging each other and they can ensure that the other end is active for the communication. So next is in response to the connect, you give a connection acknowledgement. So this is CONNACK. So if you can easily remember all these things in connection with the TCP, which is at the heart of MQTT. So in TCP you have connection request and acknowledgement coming back. The same way MQTT packet conACK is telling you that the connection has been acknowledged and the session present is true and return code is 0. So there can be an error where a return code is not 0, telling you the error. So more details are given here. You can read it. Pause a moment here and read it. So everything, if I explain, it's going to be really boring. Okay, this is self-explanatory. Just you read, you will understand. Next is various interpretations of the return code. 0 tells you that it's okay, everything fine and connection is accepted. Everything else has got a meaning. In all cases, the connection is not going through. You have connection refused under various reasons. This also you can read and understand and imagine what could be the reason for a return code other than 0. Next we will see how the publish message is working. Publish message is having this format. You have packet ID and topic name, QoS level, retain flag and payload and duplicate flag. So this self-explanatory. Packet ID is a kind of sequence number so that you can reorder the packets and maintain duplicates out. And in QoS 0, where we are not concerned about duplicates receiving, you can set it as 0. Topic name, as I told you earlier, is the unique topic name to which the data is going. And the retain flag, whether the broker has to remember the state, and more on this is coming. Payload is the actual data. That means 32.5 degrees centigrade or whatever data you want to publish is coming here along with the feed name. Okay, temperature. Then duplicate, whether this is a duplicate value or not. So more details on this also you can learn. Next is subscribe message. This can also be understood along the same line. Subscription acknowledgement. So you can unsubscribe acknowledgement. Okay. So next is some Wireshark sessions where you can identify the messages and their port number. So some questions are there. So you can get the IP address of the client. You can get the IP address of the broker, whether TLS is used, what port number is used. In fact, the port number is 1883. Most of the cases it is the transport port number which we are using. Payload size also you can get from this. Length is 9 and this length is 5. So the takeaway message is the length of payload is much small when compared to an HTTP or not. So keep alive messages 60. So more details you need not remember. These are all Wireshark results while running a MQTT session. So TCP is a transmission. Inside that your payload is MQTT and the details are given here and so on. Okay, so with this the details on MQTT is over. So I request you to spend some more time on this slide, understand, make note about this, and more related to hands-on part will be explained in the next lab. Okay, we will demonstrate a live session with MQTT. If you have any doubts, I'm available till 1 o'clock. Please feel free to ask. Thank you.